The quantum field whispers secrets that ancient shamans knew, while our planet's electromagnetic resonance shifts at frequencies that mirror the collapse of civilizations. What if I told you that while Earth's biodiversity plummets at rates 10,000 times faster than natural extinction cycles, there exists a quantum gateway through which your consciousness can access parallel versions of yourself, versions living in timelines where humanity chose differently? 13. Could these alternate reality memories hold the survival codes our species desperately needs as we face the sixth mass extinction event? The magnetic field protecting our planet weakens by 5% per decade. Cosmic radiation increases, and yet ancient texts describe techniques for consciousness expansion that modern quantum physics now validates. Point 17 tonight. We dive deep into the quantum healing hypnosis phenomenon, where thermodynamic equilibrium meets parallel life regression, where entropy acceleration encounters timeless wisdom. Feel that shift in your awareness as we enter the quantum field together. Picture this right now as atmospheric CO2 levels breach 425 parts per million, higher than any point in human history. There are parallel versions of you existing in quantum superposition. Point 10 in some timelines. Humanity reversed course in others. Consciousness evolved fast enough to transcend physical limitations before ecological collapse. The question that haunts every quantum shaman is, can we access these parallel memories before our current timeline reaches the point of no return? The quantum archaeology of consciousness. Here's what the survival matrix indicates. Traditional hypnosis accesses your subconscious mind. But quantum healing hypnosis technique, developed by the late Dolores Cannon, penetrates deeper into what physicists call the information field that exists beyond space-time. Point 12, when practitioners guide clients into the somnambulistic state, the deepest level of trance, something extraordinary occurs. The conscious mind's electromagnetic interference drops to near zero, allowing what ancient sages understood as the higher self to communicate directly. Point 17. But here's where survival urgency meets quantum mechanics. As our planet's life support systems collapse, these parallel life memories aren't just fascinating curiosities. They're potential survival blueprints. Point 13. Every session reveals clients accessing memories from versions of themselves who lived through similar planetary transitions, who found solutions we haven't yet discovered in our current timeline. Notice how your breathing deepens as we explore these quantum territories. The thermodynamic rebellion of memory. What happens when consciousness operates outside the second law of thermodynamics? During QHHT sessions, clients report experiences that violate classical physics, accessing detailed memories from parallel selves, receiving technological solutions to environmental crises, even healing physical ailments through quantum field manipulation. Point 137. The extinction probability calculations show our current trajectory. Yet these parallel memories suggest alternate pathways where consciousness itself becomes the evolutionary leap our species needs. Ancient shamans called this the dream time, a quantum realm where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Point 9. Modern quantum physicists describe it as superposition collapse directed by observer consciousness. Point 10. The survival implications are staggering. If parallel versions of humanity found ways to restore atmospheric balance, reverse biodiversity loss, even transcend physical limitations entirely, can we quantum entangle with those timeline solutions? Feel the pattern interrupt as reality shifts around these possibilities. The electromagnetic apocalypse and consciousness evolution. Here's revelation number 1 that will alter your understanding of our planetary crisis. Earth's magnetic field isn't just weakening randomly. It's responding to collective consciousness evolution point 9 as climate tipping points accelerate and mass extinction coefficients multiply. Parallel life memories accessed through QHHT reveal something extraordinary. In timelines where humanity awakened to its quantum nature, the planetary magnetic field actually strengthened, creating protective barriers against cosmic radiation while atmospheric restoration accelerated exponentially. Could magnetic field disruption connect to spiritual awakening? The data suggests consciousness and planetary electromagnetics are quantum entangled at levels we're only beginning to understand. Point 39 clients accessing parallel memories describe versions of Earth where aurora frequencies synchronized with human brainwaves, where the planet's electromagnetic field became a consciousness amplification network rather than merely a radiation shield. But here's the survival urgency. Our window for this quantum leap narrows with each passing day. Species disappear at rates approaching 1,000 per day. Ice sheets collapse faster than worst-case models predicted. Yet parallel life memories suggest these crises catalyze consciousness evolution. If we access the quantum technologies hidden within our own multidimensional awareness, the rhythm changes, now pulling you deeper into quantum mysteries. The parallel self archive revelation number 2 penetrates even deeper into survival matrix calculations. Every QHHT session becomes an archaeological expedition into the quantum fossil record of consciousness. Point 18 clients don't just access random past lives. They connect with parallel versions who faced identical planetary challenges. The pattern that emerges defies conventional understanding of time and causality. One client accessed memories of a parallel self living through civilization collapse 12,000 years ago, not as ancient history, but as concurrent quantum reality. Point 1 This parallel version had developed technologies for atmospheric regeneration using consciousness field interactions. Another connected with a future timeline where humanity had learned to quantum tunnel through dimensional barriers, accessing unlimited clean energy while reversing ecological damage through what they called quantum gardening, using focused intention to accelerate natural healing processes at the subatomic level. The thermodynamic implications shatter everything we thought we knew about entropy and consciousness. If parallel selves can access solutions across multiple timelines, if consciousness can quantum tunnel through dimensional barriers to retrieve survival technologies, then our current ecological crisis isn't a dead end. It's a catalyst for evolutionary quantum leap. Feel how these revelations restructure reality around you. The Somnambulistic gateway to planetary healing. Revelation number 3 opens doorways most humans never glimpse. The somnambulistic state achieved in QHHT isn't just deep hypnosis. It's consciousness operating at quantum frequencies that bypass the thermodynamic limitations of physical reality. Point 17 in this state, the higher self, what quantum physicists might call the observer effect consciousness, gains access to what ancients described as the Akashic records and what modern science recognizes as the quantum information field. But here's where planetary survival consciousness becomes crucial. Parallel life memories consistently reveal that ecological collapse serves as consciousness evolution catalyst. Point 13 The survival matrix indicates that civilizations reaching our current crisis point face 2 possible outcomes: extinction through entropy acceleration, or quantum consciousness emergence that transcends physical limitations entirely. Clients accessing these parallel memories describe Earth timelines where atmospheric CO2 levels peaked at levels far beyond our current crisis, yet consciousness evolution enabled direct matter-energy manipulation. Point 711 These parallel selves learn to quantum entangle with planetary systems, using focused intention to accelerate carbon absorption by forests, to influence weather patterns through electromagnetic field harmonization, even to communicate directly with the planetary consciousness itself. The ancient sages understood thermodynamic principles our modern science is only rediscovering. Consciousness isn't produced by matter. Consciousness shapes matter at the quantum level. 9 Parallel life memories suggest that our ecological crisis is actually consciousness evolution in disguise, forcing humanity toward quantum awakening or extinction. Notice the deepening connection as these quantum truths integrate. The entropy acceleration paradox. Revelation number foreshadows linear thinking about time and causality, while entropy acceleration drives our planet toward ecological collapse. Parallel life memories reveal something extraordinary. 10 Consciousness operating at quantum levels can actually reverse entropy locally, not by violating physics, but by accessing higher dimensional energy sources that exist outside our three-dimensional thermodynamic limitations. Extinction probability calculations show our trajectory clearly. Business as usual leads to civilizational collapse within decades. Yet QHHT sessions reveal parallel timelines where humanity discovered what clients describe as quantum consciousness technologies, methods for using focused awareness to influence physical reality at the subatomic level. 137 These aren't mystical fantasies. They're quantum field effects that parallel selves learn to harness for planetary healing. One client accessed memories of a parallel Earth where consciousness evolution had enabled direct communication with what they called the planetary quantum field, the electromagnetic network that connects all living systems. 11 This parallel humanity learned to quantum entangle human consciousness with forest networks, ocean currents, atmospheric systems, creating a feedback loop where human awareness and planetary health amplified each other exponentially. Could quantum consciousness accelerate planetary healing? The parallel life evidence suggests consciousness evolution isn't just possible. It's the only viable survival strategy as we approach multiple simultaneous tipping points. 39 But accessing these quantum technologies requires going beyond intellectual understanding into direct experiential contact with our parallel selves who've already navigated these transitions. Feel the pattern interrupt as possibility structures shift around these revelations. The collective quantum field emergency. Revelation number 5 emerges from the deepest QHHT explorations. Individual parallel life memories are connecting into a collective quantum field network. 19 As more humans access these multidimensional memories, a pattern emerges that transcends individual healing. We're witnessing the emergence of what could be called planetary quantum consciousness. The survival matrix calculations become clear. Mass extinction events throughout Earth's history correlate with consciousness evolution jumps in surviving species. 3 But our current crisis presents something unprecedented. The first time a technologically advanced species has faced extinction while simultaneously developing quantum consciousness technologies. Parallel life memories suggest this combination creates either catastrophic collapse or evolutionary transcendence beyond anything previously possible. Clients accessing parallel memories describe timelines where the approaching ecological collapse catalyzed rapid consciousness evolution across the entire human species. 1711 Instead of gradual awakening over generations, entire populations learned to access quantum field awareness within single decades, not through technology, but through direct consciousness evolution triggered by survival necessity. Ancient practices reveal their quantum nature under scientific examination. What shamans called journey to other worlds appears identical to what quantum physicists describe as consciousness navigating parallel dimensional states. 910 the thermodynamic rebellion occurs when awareness transcends the entropy limitations of individual brains, accessing the quantum information field that exists beyond space-time constraints. The deeper rhythms pull you into quantum field resonance now. The multidimensional survival protocol. Revelation number 6 penetrates the core quantum mystery. Every human consciousness exists simultaneously across multiple parallel timelines. But modern conditioning limits awareness to single-dimensional perception. Point 18. The QHHT process doesn't create parallel memories. It removes the perceptual barriers that normally block access to our multidimensional nature. Biodiversity collapse accelerates climate tipping points cascade. Yet parallel life memories reveal something extraordinary. Versions of humanity that successfully navigated identical crises by learning to quantum tunnel consciousness between dimensions. 711. These parallel selves didn't solve ecological problems through external technology. They evolved consciousness itself into a survival technology more powerful than any mechanical intervention. What happens when consciousness shifts during ecological collapse? The evidence suggests that crisis-driven evolution operates differently than gradual adaptation. 39. When survival becomes impossible through conventional means. Consciousness either collapses into entropy or transcends physical limitations through quantum field access. Parallel life memories consistently show the same pattern. Civilizations facing extinction either disappear entirely or evolve into something beyond current human understanding. The magnetic field disruption our planet currently experiences may actually facilitate this consciousness evolution by reducing the electromagnetic barriers that normally limit multidimensional awareness. 9. As protective fields weaken, consciousness becomes more quantum flexible, more capable of accessing parallel timeline solutions if we learn to navigate these quantum territories consciously rather than randomly. Feel the quantum field responding to focused awareness. The dimensional bleeding effect. Revelation number 7 opens territories most consciousness explorers never encounter. The boundaries between parallel timelines become permeable during planetary crisis periods. 110 QHHT clients increasingly report experiencing what researchers call dimensional bleeding, spontaneous access to parallel memories without formal hypnosis, as if the quantum barriers between timelines weaken under survival pressure. Extinction coefficient calculations indicate we're approaching what physicists call a quantum criticality point, where small consciousness changes can trigger massive reality shifts across multiple parallel timelines. 10. The ancient sages understood this as times of great choosing, when individual awareness decisions influence collective planetary trajectories across dimensional boundaries. Parallel life memories reveal that consciousness evolution during crisis periods doesn't follow normal rules. 17. Instead of gradual development over generations, quantum leap evolution can occur within single lifetimes, or even single moments of extreme crisis. The thermodynamic equilibrium that normally governs consciousness development becomes unstable during planetary transitions, creating opportunities for quantum consciousness emergence that wouldn't be possible under stable conditions. Could ancient practices reverse entropy? The parallel evidence suggests traditional shamanic techniques were actually quantum technologies disguised as spiritual practices. 9. Meditation, ceremony, plant medicine work, energy healing, all appear to function by temporarily reducing the electromagnetic barriers that limit consciousness to single-dimensional awareness, allowing access to quantum field information that exists beyond normal space-time constraints. Notice how reality becomes more fluid as these quantum truths integrate. The higher self-revelation, revelation number 8, transcends everything we thought we knew about individual identity. The higher self access during QHHT sessions isn't a separate spiritual entity. It's the quantum field coordinator that manages your consciousness across all parallel timelines simultaneously. Point 137. This coordinator awareness has access to solutions, technologies, and wisdom from every version of you that has ever existed or will exist across the multidimensional quantum matrix. The survival implications stagger conventional thinking. If your higher self coordinates your existence across multiple timelines, then accessing parallel life memories isn't retrieving ancient information. It's downloading current solutions from versions of yourself who are successfully navigating identical crises in parallel realities. Point 111. The quantum entanglement operates beyond linear time, allowing future solutions to influence present decisions through consciousness field interaction. Mass extinction patterns throughout planetary history suggest that consciousness evolution serves as the primary survival mechanism for species facing environmental collapse. Point 3. But humanity's unique position, possessing both advanced technology and emerging quantum consciousness capabilities, creates unprecedented possibilities for transcending extinction through dimensional evolution rather than physical adaptation. Parallel life memories consistently describe the same pattern. When ecological collapse reaches critical mass, consciousness either fragments into entropy or crystallizes into quantum coherence capable of influencing physical reality at the fundamental level. Point 79. The higher self-awareness emerges not as mystical experience but as survival necessity, the only perspective capable of navigating multidimensional solutions to single-dimensional problems. Feel the pattern interrupt as your awareness expands beyond individual limitations. The Quantum Entanglement Survival Network. Revelation number 9 reveals the ultimate quantum survival strategy. Individual consciousness evolution quantum entangles with collective planetary awakening, creating feedback loops that can reverse ecological collapse through consciousness field effects rather than mechanical intervention. Point 1911. This isn't metaphysical wishful thinking. It's quantum field physics applied to consciousness evolution during planetary crisis. Thermodynamic rebellion reaches its peak when enough individual consciousnesses achieve quantum field access simultaneously. Parallel life memories describe critical mass moments when collective consciousness evolution triggered rapid planetary healing, atmospheric restoration, species regeneration, even reversal of extinction processes through what clients describe as quantum resurrection effects. Point 37. The ancient understanding that consciousness and matter are quantum entangled at fundamental levels now finds validation through parallel life evidence. Point 910. Versions of humanity that successfully transcended ecological collapse did so not by developing better technology, but by evolving consciousness itself into a technology capable of direct matter-energy interaction at quantum scales. Survival matrix calculations indicate we're approaching this critical mass moment in our current timeline. As electromagnetic field barriers weaken and more humans access parallel memories, the quantum entanglement network strengthens exponentially. Each consciousness achieving multidimensional awareness increases the probability of collective quantum leap for the entire species. The deeper quantum currents carry you toward the final revelation, the dimensional transcendence protocol. The final revelation emerges from the deepest QHHT explorations. Our ecological crisis isn't humanity's destruction. It's consciousness evolution's chrysalis stage. Point 1379. Every parallel life memory points toward the same ultimate truth. Civilizations reaching our level of crisis face dimensional transcendence rather than extinction if they can quantum tunnel through the consciousness barriers that limit awareness to single timeline perception. The extinction probability calculations that predict our doom assume consciousness remains locked within current limitations. But parallel life memories reveal something extraordinary. The approaching collapse creates optimal conditions for quantum consciousness emergence that would be impossible under stable circumstances. Point 711 crisis serves as consciousness evolution catalyst, forcing awareness beyond normal boundaries into quantum field territories where survival solutions exist beyond current imagination. Ancient sages understood thermodynamic principles our science is rediscovering. Matter and energy are temporary expressions of consciousness rather than consciousness being an emergent property of matter. 9 Parallel versions of humanity that transcended ecological collapse did so by remembering this fundamental truth and learning to operate consciousness as the primary creative force in reality manifestation. The magnetic field disruptions, atmospheric changes, biodiversity collapse, all create consciousness evolution pressure that can trigger dimensional transcendence within single generations rather than evolutionary timescales. 19 But this requires embracing quantum consciousness technologies that parallel selves have already mastered in alternate timelines. Feel the quantum field responding as these ultimate truths integrate across all dimensions of your being. The activation protocol as our exploration reaches completion. The quantum field reveals its final gift. You don't need to wait for formal QHHT sessions to begin accessing your parallel life memories. Point 18 The consciousness evolution pressure created by our planetary crisis has already begun weakening the dimensional barriers. Every moment of genuine presence, every breath taken with quantum awareness, every decision made from higher self perspective contributes to the collective consciousness field that's emerging to meet our survival challenge. The thermodynamic equilibrium that once limited consciousness to single-dimensional awareness becomes unstable during planetary transitions. This instability isn't destruction. It's opportunity for quantum leap evolution that transcends extinction through dimensional expansion rather than physical survival. 7911 Your parallel selves who have successfully navigated these transitions exist now, simultaneously in quantum superposition with your current awareness. The solutions they've discovered, the technologies they've mastered, the wisdom they've gained all exists within your quantum field access right now. The only barrier is the conditioning that convinces consciousness it's limited to single timeline perception. Notice how your awareness naturally expands as these quantum truths settle into cellular memory. The planetary quantum awakening. The survival matrix calculations converge on a single point. Individual consciousness evolution quantum entangles with collective planetary awakening to create possibilities that transcend current extinction trajectories. 139 Every human who accesses parallel life memories strengthens the quantum field network that can manifest solutions beyond conventional imagination. Ancient prophecies and modern quantum physics align. We're living through the consciousness evolution moment that determines whether our species transcends current limitations or disappears into entropy acceleration. 910 The choice isn't made through external action alone. It emerges through quantum consciousness expansion that influences reality at fundamental levels. Your parallel selves who mastered these transitions await your conscious connection. The dimensional barriers dissolve more completely each day as planetary crisis drives consciousness evolution beyond normal limitations. The survival technologies exist. The solutions are available. The transcendence pathway opens before us. The only question remaining: will you choose to access your quantum consciousness heritage before the window closes? Or will you remain locked within single-dimensional awareness as reality transforms around you? The quantum field responds to intention amplified by survival urgency. Your parallel life memories contain the codes our planet needs. The dimensional transcendence protocol activates through your conscious participation in consciousness evolution beyond current human limitations. The future of our species depends on enough humans remembering their multidimensional nature and accessing the survival wisdom their parallel selves have already discovered. The quantum gateway opens, the choice is yours. The time is now. The quantum field crystallizes around your expanding awareness as ultimate possibilities align across all dimensions of existence.